camel is now encouraging commuters to think about moving here instead.
This is Lille. Here we have a one-bedroom flat at 113,000, and you would really have to travel a long way out of London to be able to get something of this quality and possibly commute far more than 1 hour and 20 minutes.
And of course, you get to experience the French culture. But there are definitely some disadvantages. One of the great things about the commute would, of course, be the early mornings. Remember, France is an hour ahead of us, so if you were to jump on a train French time at, say, 7:35 in the morning, you'd get into St Pancras at 5 to 8, meaning it's only taking you 20 minutes to get here. Great. The problem is, it's a double-edged sword. So when it comes to the end of the day, if you jump on a train at, say, 5 to 5 in the evening, when you put your clock forward, it'll be 7:30 by the time you get home, meaning it takes 2.5 hours to get back.
Well, I mean, you'd have to compare the cost with if you was flying, of course. But yeah, I think it would be exciting.
I don't think France is that far. I mean, you know, I think it's quicker to get to Paris than to get to Cardiff now, isn't it, from here? So, you know, the world's shrinking, isn't it?
At around £25 each way per day and no way of buying a season ticket, the cost of the journeys will add up, even if you do save money on a home. The lure of Lille may not quite be enough to make us all smile. Phil Lavelle, BBC London News.
Now, golf is normally a peaceful and serene sport, but a respected newsletter has ruffled the feathers of many amateur players. It suggests that older members could be seen as leeches who are clogging up courses and leaving young players to subsidise their rounds.
Where'd that go?
That's right, take it out on the ball. It's got a few wound up here. Are older players leeching off the young?
Leeches is a very strong word, and really we have played, older people have played for much longer. We've played the subs for much longer. We look back and think how much we put into this club, and it's a lot.
When I started, I could only play once a month because I was a young guy at the time. So I've paid my way anyhow. And I think this leech business is a total nonsense, total fallacy.
These old boys actually are a friendly lot, you know.
Slow down on the old boy.
The row started after a respected newsletter called the Golf Club Secretary said a big rise in retired players could be bad for business. This article says many clubs are facing a handicap. The average age of members is shooting up. It's about to hit 60. Why does that matter? Well, older players often get cheap midweek membership and they play a lot. Younger members play less, but they pay more for weekend membership. In short, the young are subsidising the old and it's putting them off joining.
A lot of those members have been here for a very long time. They've been captains of the clubs, they've served on committees, they've been directors. And they've put a lot of time and effort into running the club and getting it to where it is now. So there is an argument that, you know, they're entitled to pay their fee and play as much as they like.
Well, Richard Westcott reporting there. Right, let's find out what the weather's got in store for us and see whether it's any good for golf with Peter Cockroft. Pete, how's it looking?
Not any good for early starts because they won't let you on the greens because we are in for some very cold weather. The next few nights, widespread frost, sharp frost, and there's likely to be a bit of freezing fog around as well. Now, behind me, it looks as though a shower is just about to work its way across northwest London, but for most of us, I think it is going to be a dry afternoon. Chilly afternoon, top temperature 10 Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's feeling a bit colder than that suggests because of the northerly breeze. Now, once that breeze falls light and the skies clear this evening, the frost will develop. Now, just look at how extensive that blue area is on the map. You'll notice that it doesn't turn blue in central London, but even so, the temperature's only just going to stay above freezing, probably down to -3 in the countryside. Tomorrow, we're likely to have some fog that could linger all day, but on Friday, well, with any luck, it should clear away, and it's looking good for the start of the weekend, Louisa.
Sounds good, Pete. Thanks very much. So that's it. We're back at 6:30 tonight. Until then, goodbye.
Neighbours next on BBC1, and Declan's face down in the mud. Jimmy lines up his latest date in Doctors, and the visit to the dentist ends with a mysterious twist for Doc Sloan at 2:35.
Find out about London. We ask, when is it right for a police car to give chase?
It's part of the police macho culture to engage in these adrenaline rushes, pursuing people.
the mysterious measles epidemic hitting Hackney, and Hertfordshire's secret Edwardian wildlife garden. Join me, Matthew Wright, with 3 surprising stories from our capital. Tonight, 7:30, BBC One.
Pay those parking fines or risk a knock on the door from the enforcers. New to BBC One tonight at 8:30. Now, too much pressure and they're beginning to crack in neighbours.
People from Belgium to come over here, and the Belgians like our sense of humour, and what they like about London is the street culture and the edginess, they're saying, and we're not trying to cause offence here. What we're trying to do is poke gentle fun, and obviously they've got this new service running from St Pancras to Brussels, and the message on these adverts is, attention Belgians, London is just around the corner. They're trying to get them over, and certainly, I mean, whatever you say about these, they're certainly going to be eye-catching images. Whether they work in terms of getting Belgians to come over has yet to be seen, and whether they work for Londoners looking at them as a representation of their city, who knows?
Be interesting to see what happens, Carl. Thanks very much. Well, we'd like to know what you think. Do you mind London being portrayed this way? Do you think it's likely to persuade anyone to come here, or is it just a bit of fun? Email us at the usual address, yourlondon@bbc.co.uk. Now, she possesses 2 degrees, was a successful corporate lawyer with a top city firm and has a portfolio of properties. Yet Laura Saperstein will this weekend make her professional debut in the boxing ring. Geraint Hughes has caught up with the fierce puncher from Tufnell Park, known as Boxer Girl.
It's the obvious question. Why would a lawyer, a successful one at that, and a property developer swap that kind of lifestyle and possibly their looks for this?
A friend asked me to go to a kickboxing lesson with her to give her moral support, and I was like, all right then. I went in there and I was like just about every other girl in the class, all shy and nervous and felt silly and giggling at myself. But after a few times, once I started just throwing some punches, I felt like my body took over and I was just born to do it. I never knew what I wanted out of life before, and I thought, I've got it, it's coming. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to take me yet, but it's coming.
You're involved in boxing, and even you asked why. What did she say, and how did you sort of say, why do you want to do this?
Laura, to be honest with you, I feel gets the biggest buzz of her life when she's in the ring. She enjoys hard training. She's one of the hardest trainers that we've got at the gym. She trains as hard as any of the guys. She's very diligent in her training. And she's taken her fitness and her boxing ability to another level, really.
It's controlled aggression. I don't really see it as violence. There's such a massive element of intelligence involved in it. It's all about working out the other person. It's about discipline. Violence, to me, is something uncontrolled, whereas boxing is controlled aggression.
So it's goodbye to the law, hello to the art of pugilism. Geraint Hughes, BBC London News.
Good luck to her. Right, let's find out what the weather's got in store for us with Louise Lear.
Thanks very much, Louisa. Well, perfect Pudsey Bear weather, I think, throughout the afternoon. It does look as though it's going to be quite fine. So if you're out collecting for children in need, some decent sunny spells around, a little on the chilly side, so make sure you wrap up warm. But all in all, it's not too bad. And we've been quite lucky, really, because if we look at the satellite picture, you can see there's some clouds to the north and west of us. That's producing the odd spot or two of rain in the wind. Nothing significant, but it's gin clear skies in the southeast corner, and that's how it's going to continue for the rest of the day. Light winds as well, so plenty of sunshine around, but the temperatures are going to be disappointing, and that's because it was such a cold start this morning. It had a long way to climb, so a maximum of between 6 to 8 degrees. Now, once sun sets, again, those temperatures are going to drop fairly sharply, particularly to the south of the river. South of the Thames, we could see temperatures below freezing. Maybe to the north, not quite as cold as the last couple of nights. Into Hertfordshire, we could see temperatures at around 4 degrees. But Saturday starts off very promising indeed. Crisp, clear and sunny once again. There might be a little more in the way of cloud, I think, during Saturday afternoon in comparison to the last couple of days, and perhaps a touch milder as well. Temperatures may just climb up to around 9 degrees, but my advice is make the most of it. All change Sunday into Monday. Wet and windy weather on Sunday. It's going to feel quite cold despite the 8 or 9 degrees, and some of that wet, well, maybe a little bit of wet snow just mixed in there for good measure. Whatever you're doing, take care and enjoy Children in Need. Louisa.
Doesn't sound good. Well, that's it for now. We'll be back with our programme at 6:30. Remember, Children in Need at 7 o'clock tonight. But for now, from everyone on the Lunchtime team, have a great afternoon. Goodbye.
Carl's set up as a scapegoat in Neighbours next on BBC One. Then tensions reach fever pitch on the day of the race in Doctors at 2:05. And later, magic turns to murder at 2:35 here on BBC One.
I've got some questions I want to know. But what if I could ask you only one thing, only this one time? What would you tell me?
The Politics Show, looking for answers, Sunday at midday.
Get ready for a big night of fundraising as the stars of Doctor Who, Holby and EastEnders join the Spice Girls, Westlife, Kylie Minogue and so many more for BBC One's annual Children in Need Spectacular from 7.
Morning, Marjorie. Morning. Crossword clue for you here. Overworked postman. How many letters? A sack full. That's
been remarkably well. On the day of the fire, it was clear within a few hours that actually the damage wasn't as significant as it could have been. And we've been enthused by that knowledge ever since, really. And what we're finding endlessly is that the ship is okay.
Now, who could ever doubt the magic of the FA Cup, especially when non-league Staines Town are living a dream and tonight could cause the upset of the first round replays. Tonight they'll entertain League 2 side Stockport in front of live TV cameras and a packed stadium. Geraint Hughes reports.
Now watch and listen carefully. This is the moment the Match of the Day cameras captured Staines' equalising goal at Stockport 9 days ago. But this is how the Staines fans recorded the moment.
Get in there! One each! 15 minutes to go!
That goal is worth £150,000 to Staines, as tonight they take centre stage in the FA Cup first round replays.
Forget about the money, it's not be flippant to say that, and I don't for 1 minute want to be that way. I did an advert in the local papers a couple of months ago just to say that we need a fan base. What do we do to get public knowledge? I can't believe what's happened.
Best moment in football for you?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. By a mile.
So the magic of the Cup lives on, and Staines keep dreaming. Beat Stockport tonight, then it's Peterborough at home, and then who knows?
We know we're up against it, we know it's going to be a tough game, but we're on our own pitch. We're up for the game as well. We'll approach it in exactly the same way, you know, and as I say, hopefully we'll come out on top.
As far as support goes, well, Staines' most famous son, the one and only Ali G, most definitely has an influence.
One of the Ali G's is my cleaner, and when he told me what he was doing, I said, I don't believe you. But it just took the imagination.
They're going to enjoy the moment as much as the players, and they're on the crest of a wave at the moment. The whole club is.
Come on, Staines Town! Come on, Staines Town!
Staines have never known a time like this. Almost 3,000 will cram into their ground later this evening and hope that their FA Cup adventure continues. Geraint Hughes, BBC London News.
And there's full exclusive FM commentary on that FA Cup first round replay between Staines Town and Stockport County in the BBC London 94.9 non-league show with Caroline Barker, and that's from 7 o'clock. But now let's take a look at the weather forecast with Peter Cockcroft.
Thanks very much, Assad. More wet and windy weather to come today. More wet and windy weather to come this week. But by the end of the week, it should be drier, but it's going to be quite a bit colder. Let's concentrate on what's heading our way for this afternoon and this evening. Some thundering rain moving up from the Channel. Could be as much as 25 millimetres of rain falling in some places in a short period of time. It's going to arrive just in time for the school run, and it'll last into the evening rush. And with that amount of rain, well, I think inevitably there'll be some local bits of flash flooding. Now, it does look as though the worst of it is going to be across West London, up through Surrey, Berkshire and Buckinghamshire, driven across the London area by a freshening southerly breeze, as you can see there, and these thundery downpours could turn up just about anywhere. So massive rain for the massive game at Staines. Of course, Staines playing Stockport this evening. Later on tonight, the southerly breeze should blow that really wet weather away to the north of us, and then things should dry out by the end of the night. Temperatures around about 6-7 Celsius. So a dry start tomorrow, but it won't be long before the next lot of rain moves up from the south coast. This time a very cold easterly wind blowing with temperatures of 9 or 10 Celsius. But really the important thing is to watch out for the heavy rain later on this afternoon and this evening, Assad.
Peter, thanks very much for that. Well, that's about it from me for now. Riz Latif will be here with our main programme at 6:30 on BBC One. But for now, from everyone here, do have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Ned's in a panic. Has he lost Mickey forever? Neighbours next. Then Jimmy unearths a marital secret in Doctors. And later, a chilling blast from the past in Diagnosis Murder. And that's at 2:35 on BBC One.
Good evening, welcome to London News from the BBC. The headlines tonight.
BBC London would like to draw your attention to the fact that you can now watch the programme again online at bbc.co.uk/London.
Well, that's all from me this evening. Have a very good night.
BBC London News, whenever you need to know.
Jimmy Carr and Alan Carr live at the Apollo tonight at 10:35. But right now on BBC One, it comes straight from the heart in Neighbours. The one to watch tonight.
Still hard to think it's us. It's actually happened to us.
The inside story of the mystery of Madeleine McCann, a panorama special at 9 on BBC One.
Last year, Never Mind the Buzzcocks was shown on Wednesdays. It was therefore not in any way funny. Look at how unfunny it was.
It's not relevant.
It's so boring.
I stop caring. Like all intelligent humans, I blame this on the day, Wednesday. I'm surprised this show has been allowed back for another awful series.
Oh, Simon.
Although this year, it will be broadcast on a Thursday, which means it will definitely be funny. Isn't scheduling brilliant?
Brand new Buzzcocks, Thursday at 9 on BBC Two.
Thursdays are funny.
The haunting consequences of a cruel college prank in half an hour. Diagnosis Murder on BBC One, right after Doctors.
Court has nurtured an impressive roll call of writers from Arnold Wesker to Hanif Qureshi and Mark Ravenhill. Equally impressive is the number of productions that have made their debut there.
It's this one, right? Master deal if you're right. Point to your card with confidence. Damn, won't flip it over, man. Yo!
Chelsea, where it's based, has changed significantly, and the court's current artistic director, Dominic Cook, hopes to revive the voice of the middle class amongst the theatre's more radical and international work.
We are now in the kind of playground of the super wealthy, whereas in the 60s this was a very shabby, genteel, bohemian area. But people come to the Royal Court from all over London, luckily for us, and when we put a play on which speaks to a certain audience, they will travel to come here.
Sport now, and in football there was good news for Staines Town, who will still benefit from an FA Cup financial windfall. It was confirmation that their first round replay with Stockport will be televised this Thursday. Heavy rain forced the tie's postponement last night. That led to fears that the non-league minnows would miss out on £75,000 of television money. And tonight there's full commentary of the FA Cup first round replay between Bristol Rovers versus Leyton Orient in the BBC London Sports Show from 7 with David Croft. Now let's take a look at the weather. Here's Peter. Hello.
Thanks, Catherine. More rain today, 20 to 25 millimetres yesterday, hence that cancellation of that football game, or postponement, I should say. Today, probably not as heavy, the rain. We have got quite a bit of it around, as you can see here. Luton a bit misty up there on top of the hills, but drizzly rain just about everywhere else. And I don't think we'll do a lot better than about 8 Celsius this afternoon. By the end of the day, I think more likely to have between 5 and 10 millimetres. So it's lighter rain, it's steady rain. And during tea time into the evening period, the more persistent rain will move away, it'll turn more and more showery. Might turn misty as the skies start to clear, and then that mist will start to disappear. But later on tonight, as temperatures fall to around 6 or 7 Celsius, it's going to turn quite foggy, some quite dense fog overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and it's going to thicken up before it clears out of the way tomorrow, so watch out for us. Eventually a southwesterly wind will help clear the last of the fog away. It'll bring us much milder, 11-12 Celsius tomorrow, but it's also going to bring some fairly sharp showers. There may well be a few rumbles of thunder, a few flashes of lightning, perhaps even some hail mixed in with that lot. And I think by evening we'll probably find that that rain is turning more persistent in nature. Now on to the end of the week, and a much more settled picture as you can see here. Should be dry for most of us on Thursday. Still quite a lot of cloud around, but where the cloud breaks, somewhere like Watford, Tunbridge, where the cloud breaks, bit of sunshine, 10 or 11 Celsius, but all change on Friday, as you can see there. Big change in temperature, double figures. We're down to 7 by Friday. Could be a few light showers around, but for most of us, I think it is going to be a dry day. It's a high pressure, a cold high moving in for the end of the week and the start of the weekend, and you can see exactly what it's going to do. It's going to get rid of the rain, but a big change in wind direction as that high moves across from the west. Initially a northwesterly clearing the rain away on Thursday, and then more of a north-northeasterly, quite a strong one as well. So 7 Celsius, I think, will feel bitterly cold on Friday, Catherine.
Thanks, Peter. Now, on tonight's programme.
Welcome to the Science Museum, where they are rather pleased to unveil the new Launchpad Gallery. It's had a £4 million revamp, but do we like it?
Well, you can find out what they make of it and see more of the new installations later tonight. That's about it from me for now. Riz Latif will be here with our main programme tonight, but for now, from all of us, have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Ned and Kirsten's custody battle heats up in Neighbours next, then a home visit with a difference from aliens and doctors, and later a deadly diagnosis, a murder suspect to be avoided like the plague, at 2:35 on BBC1.
Welcome to London News from the BBC. The headlines tonight.
BBC London would like to draw your attention to the fact that you can now watch the programme again online at bbc.co.uk/London.
Well, that's all from me this evening. Have a very good night.
BBC London News, whenever you need to know.
Get out of line! Calm down!
Yeah, the struggling's good. But to speed up the rest, you could use a bit of pepper spray.
Yeah? You see, my initial reaction was to go for the back. What do you think?
Good morning, this is 5 Live Breakfast. It's Friday morning. Sheila Fogarty, Nikki.
Kevin's forced into a corner by Phil in EastEnders tonight on BBC1 at 7:30. Now, Neighbours tell it straight.
One family. 1 year. One unique working life.
There is very little respite and they have huge stamina.
She's very savvy and she makes you feel at ease.
Everybody has enjoyed whatever moment they had.
Probably the toughest job in the world.
A major new 5-part series, Monarchy, The Royal Family at Work, starts Monday at 8:30 on BBC1.
Monday, go down the pub with the lads. Tuesday, out at football. Wednesday, lap dancing club and curry. Thursday, gotta pretend to be gay and do that television show. See you at 10.
The Graham Norton Show, Thursday at 10. Part of a new lineup on BBC2.
Thursdays are funny. A city in panic with rumours of the plague. Diagnosis murder on BBC1 in half.
The fact they've only got 2 runways, and you can see one of them behind me, and most of the time they're running at pretty much full capacity, so any delay in landing or taking off can have a huge knock-on effect on the rest of the airport. Now the solution for that, they say, is expansion. They want a 3rd runway, and would you believe it? Tomorrow the government's going to start consultation on just that. Now it's not a very popular development. In fact, a group of MPs and councils are already threatening to take the government to court because they see they say they've got evidence that BAA and the government have been colluding beforehand. Both strenuously deny that, I have to say. But certainly many will claim there can be no coincidence between releasing a report highlighting the problem today and then starting consultation on what the authorities see as the solution tomorrow. Catherine.
Thanks.
A new sport is gaining momentum in North London today. Roller derby teams are appealing for women to put their skates on and take part. So what's it all about? Well, it involves lots of falling over and wearing black, as Alison Freeman explains.
Four wheels might seem a bit retro, but don't be fooled into thinking that these girls are here for a roller disco. Roller derby's the latest sport to come to London, and like the skaters, its popularity's gathering speed.
We're trying to entertain the crowd, so there will be maybe some fighting involved, but it could be kind of theatrical. You know, the face paint for Halloween, we had like a lot of face paint and stuff, and we'd have silly pants on under our skirts, and we'd hold them to the crowd, you know, all tongue in cheek. We have skate names, it's like wrestling names, you know.
It involves two teams, each one with a jammer or a speed skater who scores points by getting past the main pack. The rest of the teams have to try and stop them. Roller derby's roots are in the US, where the sport is massive, but the Rockin' Rollers are just one of two London teams, and they're desperate for more recruits to sign up.
I love skating, so it's good team spirit, so it's good fun.
It's the least boring sport I've ever tried, and I've done a lot of sports. It doesn't look like it, but I really have.
The contests are women only, so men will just have to be content watching from the sidelines. Alison Freeman, BBC London News.
Frightening stuff. Now let's take a look at the weather with Peter. Hello.
Thanks, Catherine. It's a much nicer afternoon to be on the roof. Plenty of sunshine, bit of a keen breeze blowing. That's going to change direction this afternoon, and eventually it'll blow some sharp showers up from the south coast. So as far as that all-important England match is concerned, there could be quite a heavy downpour during the game this evening. We've got radio commentary for you, and have a look at our website. Some good advice on how to travel quickly to the new Wembley these days on there. As far as the night's concerned, well, those showers will get pushed away by the breeze, but later on we'll get some more rain. It's not going to be a cold night, a lot of cloud, and temperatures around about, what's that, the 6, 7, 8 Celsius, something like that. And then tomorrow we start off cloudy, outbreaks of rain. The rain will gradually peter out. We should see some sunshine breaking through. Temperatures just might make it to double figures. That's before the wind starts to blow from the north, and that is going to turn it much, much colder. Now we'll notice that on Friday, a much brighter day, I think, than tomorrow's going to be. But look at that wind, 15, 20 miles an hour, a temperature just 5, 6 or 7 Celsius. It is going to feel much, much colder, and that sunny but cold weather with us for the weekend. There will be a scattering of showers, but I think for most of us it should be dry during Saturday and Sunday. So a little bit more rain to come over the next couple of days before that cold weather arrives. Dry weather, though, for the weekend, Catherine.
Thanks, Peter. That's all from me this lunchtime. Riz Latif will be here with our main programme at 6:30. Until then, have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye for now.
A tearful farewell from Ramsay Street in Neighbours Next. Then a downtrodden maid wants revenge in Doctors at 2:05. And later Dr. Sloan investigates the death of an old friend at 2:35 here on BBC One.
Good evening, welcome to London News from the BBC. The headlines tonight.
BBC London would like to draw your attention to the fact that you can now watch the programme again online at bbc.co.uk/London.
Well, that's all from me this evening. Have a very good night.
BBC London News, whenever you need to know.
Everybody's talking at me.
Look for the digital tick when converting your old TV or buying new TV equipment. It means it's ready for the digital switchover.
Of my mind.
Twist in the tale as Dr. Fenton comes to the rescue of a downtrodden maid. Doctors in 25 minutes on BBC One after Mickey makes his mind up. The one to watch tonight, it's the final qualifier.
England are right on the brink here.
Match of the day live, England against Croatia at 7:30 here on BBC One.
Welcome to my world. Are you looking for a date?
I'd rather eat broken glass than have sex with you.
Oh, that's terrible.
This is now the time for laughing? I'm half human, half Dalek.
Oh, the fellow's ethnic.
Do you want to repeat that?
Time for for kebabs?
Actually, I'm kind of full right now.
What's your problem?
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking.
The Omid Jalili Show. Saturday at 9:40 on bbc1.
I don't understand you. One minute you're a new raver, the next minute you're a mod.
Yeah, well, I'm a punk now, all right.
Two different men.
What's that wrong with Vince? He's talking gibberish.
Is that gibberish? That's scat sing-on. He's saying he did eat a piece of that record. And it's poisoned him.
We're going to need to shrink someone down to a molecular level, inject him into Vince's bloodstream.
Here we go.
The new series The Mighty Boosh continues tomorrow at 10:30 on BBC Three or watch online now.
Monday, go down the pub with the lads. Tuesday, out at football. Wednesday, lap dancing club and curry. Thursday, gotta pretend to be gay and do that television show. See you at 10.
The Graham Norton Show, tomorrow at 10. Part of a new lineup on BBC Two.
A political assassination is not all it seems. Diagnosis murder in half an hour. And
really, at my age, life really goes on when it's late. But now I can't really socialise as much as I did, because by the time I come, someone could be around here doing something they don't want me to see, and if I see it, I could be killed.
The council say roughly 4 households a week are moving off the Ferry estate into alternative accommodation, most of it within the borough of Greenwich. Angela and her family have waited 2 years to be rehoused, and day by day, the wait gets worse.
People throwing stones at our windows because they think everyone's moved out.
Owner-occupiers are also waiting for a conclusion to their situation. Derek Mitchell was one of the first ever Ferrier residents. He now owns his property.
The council have offered me £75,000 for my 3-bedroom masonette. Now, I really don't know what I could buy in this area for £75,000.
Greenwich Council admits they do get a lot of complaints from Ferrier residents, but they say they're doing their best to maintain the estate.
It's fairly well kept, the grass is kept clean, and we make sure that where possible everything is safe and secure.
Homeowners must wait till December when the Independent Lands Tribunal will give its verdict on the value of their properties. Meanwhile, residents such as Angela could well be spending another winter waiting for a new home. Aisha Baksh, BBC London News.
Let's go back to our top story now. So Ian Blair, the Met Police Commissioner, has been facing a vote of no confidence. We'll go to Guy Smith for that result. Guy, what can you tell us?
Well, just in the last few moments, Assad, I've heard that Sir Ian Blair has won the vote. The motion of no confidence has failed. The majority of the 23 members of the police authority voted against the motion. Just to say that the Commissioner says that I am a man of honour, he just said in the last few moments. I hope this vote ends months of speculation.
OK, Guy, thanks very much for that update. Well, now let's get the weather forecast from Peter Cockcroft. Peter.
Thanks, Assad. The weather's about to turn a lot colder. These were the temperatures last night. We had the cloud and rain, remember? So we were around 6, 7, 8 Celsius, something like that, the minimum temperatures. Tonight, well, you can see temperatures staying above freezing in urban areas, but in the countryside, very close to zero. Tomorrow night, I think the temperature very close to freezing in central London, and in the cold spots in the countryside, we could be down to something like -6 Celsius. Now, as far as today's concerned, we've got some pleasant sunshine, temperatures 10, 11 degrees, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, a light westerly breeze. But this evening, the wind is going to change direction. It'll start to blow from the north, so it'll be a bit chilly, but at least it'll be dry for that postponed match between Staines and Stockport that you can listen to on our digital radio service. That northerly breeze continuing to blow overnight. It'll blow some thicker cloud across us. Once that moves out of the way, skies will begin to clear, and it looks as though we're most likely to get a touch of frost tonight to the northwest of London. But plenty of sunshine to come tomorrow. You can see how the land's lit up. Temperatures, though, 6, 7, 8 degrees, and look at that wind. 15, 20 miles an hour. It is going to feel very chilly indeed. Temperatures recover a little bit over the weekend. Most of us having a dry weekend, just the odd light shower, Assad.
Peter, thanks very much. Now, on our main programme tonight, we'll be interviewing the Conservatives' mayoral candidate Boris Johnson and asking him what his plans are for London if he wins next year's elections. That's at 6:30 on BBC1. Riz Latif will be here with our programme then. But for now, from everyone on the Lunchtime team, whatever you're doing, have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Paul gets productive as the threat from Richard grows in Neighbours Next. A new career on the airwaves beckons for Nick in Doctors at 2:05. And then the case of a mysterious car crash. Diagnosis murder at 2:35 here on BBC One.
Good evening, welcome to London News from the BBC. The headlines tonight.
BBC London would like to draw your attention to the fact that you can now watch the programme again online at bbc.co.uk/London.
Well, that's all from me this evening. Have a very good night.
BBC London News, whenever you need to know.
Last year, Never Mind the Buzzcocks was shown on Wednesdays. It was therefore not in any way funny. Look at how unfunny it was.
It's not relevant.
It's so boring. I stopped caring. Like all intelligent humans, I blame this on the day, Wednesday. I'm surprised this show has been allowed back for another awful series.
Oh, Simon.
Although this year, it will be broadcast on a Thursday, which means it will definitely be funny. Isn't scheduling brilliant?
Brand new Buzzcocks tonight at 9 on BBC Two.
Thursdays are funny.
Tensions are rising in the square tonight with his stall smashed up. Stevens out for revenge. Domus EastEnders at 7:30 here on BBC One. The one to watch tonight.
You think you can see something in me, yeah? Trying that on. Trying that on, you must think you can see something in me. Well, you can't, right? 100% normal, mate. 100% normal.
The Street at 9 on BBC One.
I don't understand you. One minute you're a new raver, the next minute you're a mod.
Yeah, well, I'm a punk now, all right.
Two different men.
What's that wrong with Vince?
He's talking gibberish.
Gibberish? That's scat singing. He's saying he did eat a piece of that record. And it's poisoned him.
We're going to need to shrink someone down to a molecular level, inject him into Vince's bloodstream.
Here we go.
The brand new series of The Mighty Boosh continues tonight at 10:30 on BBC Three.
It's 8:15 on One Extra's Breakfast Show. We've got more big tunes, more big guests, and more big mouths.
Why do I have to have a big mouth?
Lethal treatment at a luxury spa. The Sloanes are on the case in half an hour. It's Diagnosis Murder on BBC One after Doctor.
The historical value, the documentary aspect. The sad thing is, of course, the state of the painting. It's not in the best of conditions, but there we are.
But it's far better than it was, and now forms part of an exhibition for the Discoveries collection of 8,000 newly uncovered works.
We're always searching. You've got to keep our eyes open. And it's great that this is the first phase of a very important project, but the work will be ongoing. There is so much out there, and it's really just getting a sense of what's where and actually building up records that the public can access to see that.
Millions of visitors to the gallery can now enjoy the paintings, though most would take some convincing at the incredible journey of this one. Mark Ashdown, BBC London News.
Well, most English football supporters haven't had much to celebrate in the last 48 hours, but the mood in Staines may feel somewhat different today. Staines Town secured a dramatic FA Cup first-round win, beating Stockport County, a team ranked 3 divisions above them on penalty. Carl Mercer looks back on the classic night of FA Cup giant killing.
The manager watched on, and it was down to a 29-year-old estate agent, Dave Sargent, to make history for Staines Town.
Summing up the part-time game, Sargent, Staines are through. Massive is the word.
In front of a record of close to 3,000 fans, Staines last night knocked out League 2 Stockport County on penalties. Their first league victims in the club's history. They took their place in the FA Cup second round for the first time.
And Alloway!
Keeper Sean Alloway swapped his account manager day job for a role as hero on the night, saving 2 Stockport penalties after the game had finished 1-1 after extra time. Fireman Adrian Toppin had given Staines an early lead, but after the celebrations, the Ryman Leaguers were pegged back when Stockport scored 12 minutes from full time. After a goalless extra time, Alloway put his injured right hand to good use, the non-leaguers winning 4-3 in the penalty shootout. Staines now face Peterborough in the second round on Saturday week. Carl Mercer, BBC London News.
Now for a look at the weather with Peter, who's on the roof. Pete, how's it looking?
It's looking lovely at the moment, Alice. The sun's shining, but it is feeling pretty cold. And up here, of course, I haven't got any shelter from the wind, and it's the wind chill that's making the difference today. Perhaps even a few light showers across North Essex and North Kent, but I think they'll fade this evening. And as the light fades, well, temperatures are going to tumble. Keep a close eye on the blue tinge on the weather map showing us how extensive the frost's going to be. Keep an eye on Charing Cross, because I think you'll be able to see that eventually it even turns blue right in the centre of London, and by the end of the night, well, probably the temperature in the heart of the capital will be close to freezing. In the cold spots in the countryside, we're probably looking at something like -6. So a fine frosty start to the weekend, but it won't be long before the cloud comes along. The wind's going to freshen, and eventually we're likely to get a little bit of rain during tomorrow afternoon. So I think it's going to feel raw if you're heading off to a football match. That's 7 Celsius at Loftus Road, a pretty good guide temperature for all of us. Much nicer day Sunday for watching football, blue skies and 9 at Upton Park. And that's about what we're all going to get. Perhaps a little bit more cloud to the east of London, and more cloud for all of us next week. Not as cold, but cloudier skies. Unfortunately, on Monday, those cloudier skies are going to be bringing a bit of rain with them. Back to you, Alice.
All right, thanks, Pete. On tonight's programme, we'll be speaking to the London teenager who made this film in his bedroom and could now win a BAFTA. That's at 6:30 p.m. on BBC1. Well, that's about it from me. Riz Latif will be here with our main programme, but for now, from us all, have a very good afternoon.
Rebecca takes the law into her own hands in Neighbours next on BBC One. Melody has a tricky patient with a demanding mother in Doctors. And Steve is held hostage in Diagnosis Murder. That's this afternoon at 2:35.
Good evening, welcome to London News from the BBC. The headlines tonight.
BBC London would like to draw your attention to the fact that you can now watch the programme again online at bbc.co.uk/London.
Well, that's all from me this evening. Have a very good night.
BBC London News, whenever you need to know.
Has Ian uncovered the truth? A tough decision for him about whether to go to the police. EastEnders, tonight at 8 on BBC One. Pauline is distraught when Earl the dog and Tyler both go missing tonight. Boise leads the search party through the dark, haunted woods in the green grass. Comedy at 8:30 on BBC One.
For decades, we've had the ultimate deterrent. Now they have it too. The time for aggression is over. We have to move to appeasement.
Put the guns down! Why has America suddenly agreed to make peace?
Get him in here now.
Spooks. Tuesday at 9 on BBC One.
A deadly female assassin is on a mission in the hospital in Diagnosis Murder in half an hour on BBC One.
Leaks was highlighted last year when it had to apply for a drought order after several months of below-average rainfall in London and the South East. It's announced a 50% rise in profits to £200 million in the 6 months to October. At least half the local authorities in the Thames Gateway are not doing enough to improve the area, according to the Campaign to Protect Rural England. It says some boroughs still haven't improved employment prospects or met education targets. The report found many local councils were now recycling more industrial wasteland for housing and business developments. Police are launching an anti-theft campaign urging Londoners to keep their belongings hidden and safe. The Zip It operation, which involves the Met, City of London and British Transport Police forces, will provide the public with top tips on keeping handbags, wallets and valuable possessions out of the hands of thieves. 3 London councils have teamed up to launch the UK's first ever drug and alcohol court. Camden, Islington and Westminster councils are adopting the idea from the US, where specially designed courts have proved successful in tackling substance misuse before it splits up families. It's estimated 2/3 of all care proceedings are caused by parental substance misuse. Well, let's get the weather now with Peter Cockcroft. And any let up in the cold, Peter?
Well, there is some milder air, not very far away. It's just over there to the west of London. It's going to be pretty topsy-turvy as far as temperatures are concerned this week. Once that mild air arrives, it's going to be quite damp for the next few days, and then the cold, dry weather that we're experiencing at the moment is going to be back with us. So a change today and a change later on in the week. That's what we've got across the London area at the moment, 8-9 Celsius. We might get up to 10, bit of sunshine, but as the wind starts to pick up a little bit more from the southwest, some thicker cloud will arrive. Little bit of drizzly rain this evening, and then overnight tonight another little wind direction change, a westerly wind bringing the moister air, and that means it's going to turn quite misty overnight tonight. There's likely to be a few fog patches around as well, but not a cold night, 6, 7, 8 Celsius, something like that. So tomorrow, a grey start. Watch out for fog over the tops of the Downs and the Chilterns. As the breeze picks up, we should lose that. Visibility is improving. The odd sunny break in the cloud, and temperatures 10, 11, 12 Celsius, something like that. Midweek looks like we are going to get a little bit of rain, another weather front crossing us, and that weather front introducing that cold, dry weather that I was talking about that we're likely to get towards the end of the week. But for the next few days, mild but damp. Mike, back to you.
Thanks, Peter. On tonight's programme, we'll have an in-depth analysis of our survey of young people's attitudes to gun and knife crime. And we'll be putting your questions to the government, so please keep your views and questions coming by email. Join Riz Latif for that at 6:30 this evening. From us all here, goodbye for now.
Next, get your daily dose of Doctors on BBC1, which means Neighbours swing into action straight after that at 2:10. And that's the new shape of weekday afternoons here on BBC1.
Good evening, welcome to London News from the BBC. The headlines tonight.
BBC London would like to draw your attention to the fact that you can now watch the programme again online at bbc.co.uk/London.
Well, that's all from me this evening. Have a very good night.
BBC London News, whenever you need to know.
He's never finished a job properly. He didn't even get it together to pay his TV licence, and now there's an enforcement officer at the door. He got reminders, and do you know what he did? Stuffed them down here. If he'd known their database has every address without a TV licence, it's one job he would have got done.
Pay at tvlicensing.co.uk.
I didn't lay a finger on him, right?
Just go now, run!
Why have you changed your shirt?
You could have killed him. He was out cold. Suppose he doesn't wake up.
You've got to tell the truth.
My son is not going to prison, he's not! You've got the wrong person.
Another new story from the heart of one street. Thursday at 9 on BBC1.
So don't forget Neighbours now at the new time of 2:10 here on BBC1, right after our daily dose of Doctors.